Hello there. The European Commission has adopted its proposal for fishing opportunities in the Baltic Sea for 2023. Based on this proposal, EU countries will set maximum fish catch limits for the main commercial fish species in the sea basin. The Commission proposes to increase fishing opportunities for herring and plaice in the centric Baltic Sea, while maintaining current levels for salmon and bycatches of cod in the western and eastern Baltic Sea and herring in the western Baltic Sea. For the remaining four stocks covered by the proposal, the Commission's proposal aims to reduce fishing opportunities to allow these stocks to be fished more sustainably and to allow them to recover. Over the past decade, fishermen, industry, and authorities in the EU have made significant efforts to restore fish stocks in the Baltic Sea. In cases where full scientific advice is available, fishing opportunities have already been established in accordance with the maximum sustainable yield principle. This is the case for 7 out of 8 stocks, which account for 95% of landings by volume. However, several commercial stocks are facing significant environmental pressures as they lose their habitats due to environmental degradation. This applies to cod in the western and eastern Baltic Sea, herring in the western Baltic Sea, and the numerous salmon stocks in both the southern Baltic Sea and in the rivers of the EU member states south of the Baltic Sea. The proposed total allowable catches or TACs are based on the best available and peer-reviewed scientific advice from the International Council for the Exploration of the Sea, the ICES, and follow the multi-annual management plan for the Baltic Sea adopted by the European Parliament and Council in 2016. For Eastern Baltic cod, the Commission proposes to maintain the TAC for unavoidable bycatches and all accompanying measures in line with the 2022 fishing opportunities. Despite the measures taken since 2019, when scientists first sounded the alarm about the very poor condition of the stock, the situation has not improved so far. Unfortunately, the status of cod in the western Baltic Sea has deteriorated, with biomass falling to an all-time low in 2021. The Commission is therefore taking a cautious approach and proposing to maintain the TAC for unavoidable bycatches and all accompanying measures in line with the 2022 fishing opportunities. The western Baltic herring stock size remains below safe biological limits, and for the 5th year in a row, the scientific community is recommending that fishing for western Baltic herring be halted. The Commission therefore proposes to allow only a small TAC for unavoidable bycatches and to keep all accompanying measures in line with the 2022 fishing opportunities. As regards herring in the central Baltic Sea, the Commission remains cautious. They propose an increase of 14%. This is in line with the ICES advice, as the stock size is still not at healthy levels and any potential recovery relies solely on newborn fish, the quantity of which is uncertain. Also in line with the ICES advice, the Commission is proposing to reduce the TAC for herring in the Bothnian Bay by 28% as the stock is barely above the level below which it becomes unsustainable. And finally, the Commission proposes to reduce the TAC for herring in the Gulf of Riga by 4%, also in line with advice. While a significant increase would be possible according to advice, the Commission remains cautious in order to protect in particular cod, which is caught as an unavoidable bycatch in plaice fisheries. New rules are due to come into force shortly, requiring the new fishing gear, which should result in significantly less cod bycatch. The Commission therefore proposes to limit the tax increase to 25%. ICES recommends a cut in spread as it is a prey fish for cod whose stocks are in poor condition. The cut is therefore necessary to allow cod stocks to recover. There is also evidence of misreporting of spread whose stocks are in precarious state. Therefore, the Commission remains cautious and propose to reduce the TAC by 20%, which is at the bottom of the maximum sustainable yield range. The status of the various river salmon populations in the main basin varies widely. Some are very weak while others are healthy. To meet the MSY target, the last year ICES recommended that all small salmon fisheries in the main basin be suspended. According to the advice, it would be acceptable to continue fishing in the coastal waters of the Gulf of Bothnia and the Aland Sea during the summer. The ICS recommendation remains unchanged this year, so the Commission proposes to maintain the TAC and any accompanying measures in line with the 2022 fishing opportunities. The Council will examine the Commission's proposal with a view to its adoption at a ministerial meeting on October 17th and 18th. The fishing opportunities proposal is part of the European Union strategy to align catch levels with long-term sustainability goals by 2020, achieving the so-called maximum sustainable yield, as agreed by the Council and the European Parliament under the Common Fisheries Policy. The Commission proposal is also in line with the policy objectives set out in the Commission communication towards more sustainable fisheries in the EU, State of Play and Guidelines for 2023, and with the multi-annual plan for the stocks of cod, herring and spread in the Baltic Sea. And I'll see you in my next video. I'll be back.